Hello and welcome, this is Victor. Here is an excerpt from my other video showing 5 common mistakes students make when writing their C++ programs. Let's take a look. The first common mistake I want to show you is the placement of the increment and decrement operator. So in a lot of programming languages, you might have come across with something like this plus plus or minus minus. What it means is that when you have an integer variable and you want to add 1 to the value, or you want to subtract 1 from that value, you can actually have several ways to do that. Let's say if I have an integer value called I set it to 0. Then if I want to add 1 to it, so that I want my integer I to store a value 1, then I can do the following. I can say, I equals to I plus 1, right? So I add 1 to it, so then now I becomes 1. Another way to do that is there's a shortcut for adding numbers. So you can use this one. So essentially you are doing the exact same thing. Sorry, not this one, but plus this one. So what you're doing is this is equivalent to saying I equals to I plus 1. The third way to do that is you can do this following. What this actually does is this is almost exactly the same as this one. You are this is 1. And you are going to add 1 to this variable. All right. Now we are going to remove these guys, and we are going to focus on this plus plus. So now we know that it is adding 1 to the variable. So to see what's happening, we can print the content out. So I can say I is something. So this something is value, and I'm going to add a new line over here to make it look a little bit prettier. And after I perform this plus plus, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Now is now, and then it is equals to I dl. All right. So let's take a look at how it works. So we run the code, and then you can see that I starts with 0, which is what we expect, and then we increment it by 1. All right. Now so far so good. Now the interesting thing is that you can also do the following like this. You can put this plus plus operator in front of I. And if we run the code again, you will notice that it is showing us the exact same thing. So it seems that these, the placement of this plus plus doesn't really matter. And the truth is, it actually does matter. And to show that, I'm going to remove this line. And I'm going to combine that statement with here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this plus plus operator at the end of I, and let's take a look at the result. So here you can see that the value of I actually doesn't change. It stays at 0, right? Now I'm going to show you if I put this at the front, what happens. You will see that the value actually becomes 1. So why is that the case? So the reason that that happens like that is because this placement of the increment operator actually will tell the code to first add 1 to it before the whole thing is being the value of I is being evaluated. So what it means is that if I'm putting the plus plus at the front, this will first being evaluated. So I is going to increment by 1. So it means it becomes 1. And then that's why once you print the content of I, the variable I, you will see the value 1 here. Whereas if I put the plus plus at the end, what it means is that I'm going to first take a look at the content of the variable I and print the result. Once it's being done, then I'm going to add the 1 to my variable when all of this statement is being executed. So that's why when I run this code, when I put the plus plus at the end, you'll see that the value is going to first show up as 0, and then, but if I actually print it out again, let's say I print this I again, so I haven't changed the I at all here in this line. I'm simply just printing it again. Now let's take a look. Now you will see that now it is having the, let's just add a space over here. You will see that now I have the I, the value stored in I now becomes 1. That's because after this statement on line 11 is being executed, then the content of I is going to be incremented, and that's why you will see the value 1 over here. If you find this video useful or are interested to see what the other 4 common mistakes are, make sure you check out the rest of my channel. And if you enjoyed this video or any other videos in my channel, please like and subscribe. Hope to see you again soon. Bye!